Hi, I'm Mario Orsini, and welcome back to twowheelrider.com. Today we're going to be discussing what you should pack if you're taking an overnight or multiple day motorcycle trip. First thing we need to do is start out with some basics. How are you going to carry your gear? In my case, I ride a Yamaha FJR, and not only does it have hard saddlebags on it, it also has a hard top case. If you don't have a sport touring bike or a touring bike, there are tons of options that I'm not going to get into, but you need to have something to carry your gear. But in case you do have a touring bike, this is something that you need to really check into. One thing you can get that's really going to make your life a whole lot easier if you do have hard bags are bag liners. Now, these are the factory Yamaha bag liners. These things are great because you can take them in your house, pack them up, and if it won't fit in here, it won't fit in here. But if it does fit in here, you shouldn't have any problems getting it in. The other great thing about it is you can take them into the hotel a whole lot easier than you can take the hard bags into the hotel. And it's like having a couple little mini suitcases. Now, when it comes to your top case, you can put all kinds of stuff in here too. One thing that you're gonna need is some sort of rain gear. This is the liner to my riding jacket. I'd also put a pair of rain pants inside of here. Something else that's great to have, I prefer the Nelson Rig half cover. Some sort of bike cover is great. This one takes up a whole lot less room than the full cover, and it still gives you most of the protection. It allows you to cover up your bike. It's gonna keep rain, dew, stuff like that off of it, and also kind of keep prying eyes away. Best part is it all fits in this little bag. If you want, it's even got a handy little, turns into a fanny pack. Awesome. Something else that is, in my opinion, a must-have for an overnight or multiple day trip is a tire repair kit. I really like the Stop and Go tubeless. This thing is great. I could do an entire video on it. It's got a little miniature air compressor that you can either hook on to a cigarette adapter if you have one, power outlet, what have you, or it's got the little alligator clip so you can put it directly on the battery. It's got all the little mushrooms, the drill, everything you need to be able to fix a tubeless tire while you're out on the road to get yourself home safely. Everybody needs to bring ibuprofen along because if you ride motorcycles, chances are you drink beer and you drink a lot of beer or whiskey or whatever. You're gonna need this the next morning. It'll save your life. Something else that you may not need, if you have a helmet lock on your bike, great. Lots of times when I'm traveling longer distances, this top case is kind of filled up and I don't have a spot to lock my helmet on. So I bought one of these helmet locks. This thing's great. You can hook a couple helmets on there. It's like a carabiner clip except it opens up the opposite way. It's got rubber coating so it won't scratch your bike up. Something cool to think about. They're about 10 bucks. No matter how you've got your stuff strapped on your bike, and most of the time mine is in the top case or it's inside the saddlebags, bring a bungee net along. Probably, at least in my opinion, the most important thing is the Rand McNally Atlas, and whatever brand. I love this Atlas. Now, GPS is great. But the great thing about the Atlas is you can open it up and for most states actually take a look at the entire state to kind of map out where you want to go and use the GPS in conjunction with this to make a whole lot easier way to travel. But this thing's great. And they're like 7 bucks. You don't have a GPS, this is the best $7 you can possibly spend. Something else that I'm not going to show you, but I assume most of you have on your bike, but you ought to check, especially if you bought your bike used, is a toolkit. Most factories come with a factory toolkit on them. Check it out. Make sure it's got most of the wrenches and stuff you're going to need. I mean, these aren't going to be Snap-on grade quality, but they're going to be pretty good. I believe it's Cruise Tools, makes some really, really nice kits. I haven't checked them out yet. I've also supplemented my toolkit with zip ties and a couple other handy little items, and that's something to think about. See what you're going to need on your bike and pack those into the toolkit. Mine's underneath the seat, so I'm not going to bother to get it out right now. But make sure you do have a toolkit because you might have to do, do a battery swap or something like that while you're out on the road. Something else to think about is maybe bringing along a couple extra bulbs for your turn signals, tail light, headlight, maybe not everything. So speaking of electronical things, some other things you're going to want to probably remember, and I'll show you what I've got in here. I've only got a few right now. Power cables and charging cables. If you're taking your GoPro, make sure you bring your GoPro charging cable along. iPhone chargers, GPS chargers, your headset. Make sure your headset charger, you bring that along with you. And something else you may want to bring along if you're staying in, we always stay in hotels when we travel. I found this on Amazon. I'll try to put a link below the video. This thing's great because if you're like me, most time when you get to a hotel, the first thing you're doing is looking for the wall outlets, and there's usually only 1 or 2 available. This folds out, you can plug that right in the wall. It gives you 4 USB plug-ins, so you can charge 2 headsets, 2 cell phones at a time. They're really inexpensive. They're about $12 a piece. Something else to think about, it's not totally necessary, but if you don't have hard bags or hard trunk, a tank bag is the way to go. These things are great. This one's a Nelson rig, it's expandable. I take this with me on really long trips, carry sunglasses, hats, stuff like that along. Makes it really, really convenient. Something else you may want to take with you, spray cleaner and polish, and some sort of nice terry cloth or microfiber towel. Reason for that is the end of each day you're gonna have a bunch of dead bugs and stuff on the front of your bike. It's a whole lot easier to get them off the end of the ride each day than it is, 3 or 4 days later. Keeps the bike looking good. You can polish it up really, really quick, and even if you get caught out in the rain, this is enough to maybe not totally wash it, but keep it looking bright and fresh. Just a couple other real quick things. Obviously, I'm not going to go over what types of clothes to pack or anything like that. That's going to be on a case-by-case trip. But typically speaking, 4 or 5 day trip, 2 pairs of pants. Anything more than that, usually 2 pairs of pants is good because you're going to do laundry somewhere along the way. And I always take my swimming trunks along because you never know when you're going to be somewhere that's got a nice pool. I'm sure I missed a few things, and I'll probably go over that. Anything that I think I missed, I'll put that up on twowheeledrider.com or may post below the video. If you guys think of anything that I missed, be sure to comment below. Let me know. Let me know what you pack on your ride. It may be different than what I pack on mine. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So thanks and subscribe.